Hello, this is PNG Talks Football. I'm going to make the week one picks of the NFL of the 2024 season. It already started. Just to make sure, I would have picked the Baltimore Ravens to win against the Chiefs and the Packers to win against Philadelphia. I got proven otherwise, but just to keep that on record, those would be my picks. The Steelers against Atlanta, they're a game to watch because they're both veteran quarterbacks. One is coming from an injury, which would be Kirk Cousins for the Falcons, but I do believe more on him than Russell Wilson, as it looks like he just barely won the QB competition against him and Justin Fields. The Arizona Cardinals against Buffalo Bills, they both have mobile quarterbacks. They got Marvin Harrison Jr. for the Cardinals, and the Buffalo Bills, after trading out of the first round and having the first pick in the second round, they got their pick of a wide receiver. Buffalo Bills have two good tight ends and their second round pick wide receiver. I believe more in them than the Cardinals, as the Cardinals quarterback is coming back from an injury. The Tennessee Titans against the Chicago Bears pick Caleb Williams with the first round pick, and the Tennessee Titans have Levis. I believe more in Levis just because he has actually played a game in the NFL, not just during the preseason, so I picked the Tennessee Titans. The New England Patriots against the Bengals, I picked the Bengals as they have two great wide receivers, and the Patriots couldn't even get Ayuk to play with them, so I am picking the Bengals. For the Texans against the Colts, the Texans have the best three set of wide receivers. Not that the Colts don't have wide receivers, but the Texans did surprise of how good they were last season, so I picked the Texans. The Jaguars against the Dolphins. Dolphins have all of the speed, they added more speed through the draft, and the Jaguars just extended Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence still basically has to prove that he could win a playoff game. He did win one against the Chargers, but that's because the Chargers choked that game. He did lead them to that win, but I believe that was more on the Chargers than on the Jaguars that season. In terms of the Panthers and the Saints, this is a game to watch because Carolina did take care of their offensive line during the offseason to see if Bryce Young is their guy. So I picked the Panthers to win against the Saints because this game most likely be of who finishes third or last in their division. The Minnesota Vikings, they lose J.J. McCarthy, and the New York Giants have Daniel Jones. The Vikings will have to play with Sam Darnold. I believe in the Vikings more because they have Justin Jefferson. The Giants do have wide receivers, but I believe Sam Darnold will do enough to get the Vikings to win against the Giants. The Raiders against the Chargers. I picked the Raiders because I believe Minshew will do just enough to win against the Chargers. And to where I left off, the Chargers will play with their second-string quarterback. And not that the Raiders have much of a great quarterback, but just like last game, I believe that they will have enough just to win. The Broncos against the Seahawks. The Broncos picked Bo Nix with their first round pick this year. And the Seahawks have Geno Smith. Geno Smith has a whole new set coach and offensive coaches and got help with Haynes in this draft to win against the Broncos. Dallas Cowboys against the Browns. Watson has really not proven anything with his contract with the Browns. and Prescott still needs a contract. I believe on the Cowboys a little bit more just because Prescott can show that he could actually play in a competitive level and come back from an injury and play at a competitive level. The Buccaneers against the Commanders. Commanders were one of the 4 or 5 teams that picked their quarterback in the first round of the draft. We still need to see their quarterback play against starters, and Baker has shown that he could play against starters, so I'm picking the Buccaneers. The Rams against the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions won against them in the playoffs and eliminated the Rams. The Lions have the hype behind them. I do believe in the Lions. The Rams could win this game, but for now, I'm picking the Lions. And the Jets against the 49ers. I'm picking the 49ers on this one, as Aaron Rodgers is coming from an injury after 4 snaps last season. He is a good quarterback, but we got to see his mobility and how the line will hopefully not get him injured again this season.